Shalom, businesses. This is Brother Yawasab. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Shemi Shai. Peace, salutation, hopeful, legs scattered about across the four corners of the earth. Letting your teaching this gospel with truth and sincerity. Shalom. We see this last Friday. There was a bank issue going on. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into other news as well. Armageddon news as well. Yahweh Radazah. This is edifying. Let's get into it.
Only in the Middle East, but also in Ukraine.
This is a Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming on YouTube. Go on his YouTube page and then he gives you the link for his Rumble.
Crazy world that we live in right now. But somebody mentioned this a couple days have been going by, and we've had some kind of bank glitches. I don't know if this is all over the United States, but we've had several people report that they have had trouble doing their banking, that when they use their credit card, it is not working at the grocery store. Also, transactions are not going through. I don't know if you have had any of that in your area, but I just wanted to mention that.
See right there, going into these glitches that are going on. What's going on out there in the Middle East, as well as what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. This is all going to lead to the Motb to the B, the mandate. All these bank glitches that's happening, it's going to be to enforce the Motb to the B, because they're going to bring it in as a solution. Like Esau Edom, the so-called white man, what he does is this Hegalian dialect, the problem, reaction, solution. So let's get this one as well.
News from Charlotte's banking industry. A processing issue at an industry vendor is delaying deposits to several major banks, including Bank of America and Wells Fargo. Federal Reserve officials are telling banks that an automated clearinghouse operator is dealing with file errors causing the slowdown. A clearinghouse is what banks use to make electronic transfers. Our partners at The Hill report other affected banks include Chase, U.S. Bank, and PNC. Regulators are telling customers that their accounts and their personal information is all safe, and they should contact their banker for more information. We did reach out to Wells Fargo executives and were directed to the clearinghouse. A spokesperson tells Queen City News TCH experienced a processing issue which impacted less than 1% of the daily volume in the U.S.
So this bank issue across the ACH system, which is how the banks communicate to each other to execute deposits. When you look at 1%, it seems like it's small, but it's actually massive, of millions and millions of dollars. This has been happening over the few years frequently. This is more propaganda and capital control, and this is what would channel in that going into bringing in that Motb to the B. Because this is what's gonna bring into the Motb to the B, and how they want to utilize it is through CBDCs. This is another reason why they want to move forward to the central bank digital currency model that they already have formulated. They need a good reason to bring it in, because they already got it ready to go. People are not receiving their deposits. They're having mishaps with receiving their funds. So it could cause them to say, hey, for us to get these deposits done, for you to get them on time so you don't have to go through these mishaps, we'll bring in another system. So with all this going on in these last days, and also they tie into cyber attacks as well. They talk about saying that they could pop off. These cell phones companies want you to believe that it's a possibility as well. Over the years, they have been doing these things in the news, bringing the so-called UFOs in the sky. So they'll say, since these things are happening celestially in the sky, these satellites are messed up. So we got to get them to say we want a safer system. It's all to implement the CBD system, which is tied with the Motb to the B. And that's what they want to roll out. It's going to come sooner than later. Let's get right here. The book of Ezekiel. chapter 12. Ezekiel chapter 12. We'll start at verse 21. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is the proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? That's what these people are saying, that these things are prolonged. It's been going on, it's going to keep being like this. Nothing's going to change. They're going to mock it and say that it's always going to be like this. One again. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is the proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Son of man, what is the proverb ye have in the land of Israel? The days are prolonged and every vision faileth. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will make the proverb to cease. And it shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but saying to them, the days are at hand, the effect of every vision. And so they're not going to be able to say that these are prolonged. Every vision faileth. They're not going to be able to scoff and mock at it. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to make that proverb cease, what these people are saying, not believing what is being told to them. These prophecies that we speak to them is going to come to pass through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because it's prolonged, but it's going to come to pass. Because this is what they say. They say it's prolonged, and it's going to keep being like that. It's going to keep going like this. But he's going to make that proverb cease. Call Yahweh Shem Yahushai, verse 24. For there shall be no more any vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am Yahweh, I will speak the word. I shall speak, shall come to pass. It shall no more be prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord God. Again, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesied of the times that are far off. So that's what they do. They're saying that we keep saying the same thing, but we're just going into prophecy, what Yahweh Shem Yahushai told us to do, and warn the people. We got to let you know. So seeing that these things are drawing nigh, we're warning you, whether you hear or forbear. These conflicts are in the Middle East, in the financial system, because we know as well that a regional conflict goes on over there, that is going to it's going to cause financial issues over here as well, because we know that Strait of Hamas, that's where a lot of oil is flowing through that area. A lot of money is being made through that oil flow. And if there's a regional conflict, that could cause money to the dollar to sooner be closer to collapsing, because of this oil that's being produced over there. Because people could cut off that oil flow, and it could just cause that to bring in the Motb to the B, because of a regional conflict having a financial problem tied to oil. Because a lot of oil flows through that Strait of Hamas, like I'm getting into. So it's all prophetic. Scriptures say, we're in perilous times, and that's what we're in. And that's all going to lead to the Motb to the B. There's not going to be no more scoffers and mockers on this. This is going to come to pass. Verse 28. Therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord God. That's what's happening right now in these last days. We see spirits on people through Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He mingled a perverse spirit among the people, and he's using these people to push out prophecy. Like the scriptures say, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're paraphrasing Proverbs 21 and 1. Because look at what we see right here.
Who will win the next American election?
The 2024 American election will not take place. There will be no winner. War Powers Resolution of 1973 or the War Powers Act will be invoked by the act of war with Russia and China. Once an invoked, the standing party will retain and remain in power.
Hey, want to hear some fucked up shit? Alexa.
Yeah, so like I was getting into, it's like there's not going to be a 2024 election. It's looking like Alexa speaking out on it, and other people are speaking out on it. And like I said, this could cause those cyber attacks in the U.S. or in Europe. It's a cyber attack that causes them to receive funds. They do capital control through digital blockchain currency, and that's gonna make you have to get that Motb to the B in your head or on your right hand. In your forehead is what I'm getting at. So we see it's all being prophetic, and in no 2024 election, then call y'all Bashir al-Shah, because that's what we're waiting on. Y'all right as us. Salvation is nearer than we believed. It's going into prophecy. These Israelis, they reject humanitarian pause. Out of Lebanon speaks to his people. Let's get that basically saying if y'all don't back down, we're gonna have to step up. They're not playing. Then we're gonna go into that speech that the Hezbollah leader had. That Amalek, as the scriptures say, at least the flock shall draw them out, and that's what's going on. So it's going to force the heathen round about. That's what we've been warning the people about. We know that we are close to them, being into Armageddon right here as well. So all hell could break loose at any time, and we want people to repent and be baptized in water named Yahushua for remission of sins, because these days draweth nigh. Let's get into this Turkey president talking.
Who will win the next?
Netanyahu nasıl teröristse Hamas da teröristmiş. Yazıklar olsun. İsrail, biz de seni savaş suçlusu olarak dünyaya ilan edeceğiz. Ve şimdi bunun hazırlığı içindeyiz. Ya İsrail, sen buralara nasıl geldin? Nasıl girdin? Sen bir işgalcisin. Sen bir örgütsün. Dolayısıyla Türk milleti bunu biliyor. Batı'dan bahsediyorum. Gazze'deki katliamında en büyük sorumlusu işte bu Batı'dır. Sabır ve kararlılık öyle bir hasret. Ey Batı, size sesleniyorum. Siz yeniden bir hilal Haçlı mücadelesi mi estirmek istiyorsunuz? Eğer böyle bir gayretin içerisindeyseniz biliniz ki bu millet ölmedi. Bu millet dimdik ayakta ve yine aynı şekilde, aynı kararlılıkla Libya'da neysek, Karabağ'da neysek, bilesiniz ki Orta Doğu'da da oyuz. Olması için emek veren.
Come on, so you see the Turkey president speaking out on those Israelis, on those false Jews. They're not the true Jews, as we know. And he spoke. He said he knew how they got their land. And their tongues are falling upon themselves as well. Those Turkish Edomites know the truth, and their tongues falling upon themselves. He knows how they got over there. He called them an occupier. He neither keepeth at home, as the scriptures say. He covet fields. This is what he does. He never keepeth at home. He covets fields. He's never satisfied, as the scriptures say. This man is as death, and his desire is as hell. Roughly paraphrasing. So everywhere he goes, he makes death is around him. This man steals, kills, and destroys. Roughly paraphrasing. This is what he's about. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and this guy, this Turkey president exposed him right here. He said he know how he got there, because the people in that region know that who those true people are. They've been in that land for thousands of years. So there has been stories passed down in relics that they know that those aren't the true people. That the people in that region know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's true people who were there, because they were there for thousands of years. Know who the true Israelites were at that time. They knew that Israelites went into captivity and out of captivity, and they seen it. So then Yahoo, using the Bible to justify his wickedness, Esau, even so-called white man, he's called out. He's made bare. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has him snared, as the scriptures say, thou art caught. And he is trying to use Amalek to justify his genocide, his ethnic cleansing. But nah, this is not gonna happen. This is because that he's trying to use that the Amalek, the scripture he paraphrased, to justify it. But the small hatters are Amalek, man. Netanyahu said, remember Amalek, but that's exactly what happened. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is remembering them right now as we speak. And he's going to remember them even more through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, through Yahushua, when he comes with the Lord of hosts, with the chariots, with the angels. And sooner than later, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to deal with him. You either going into, like, you want a war between the cross and the crescents again. That's why I said Khan when he said that, because that's going into the Islam and Christians fighting over Jerusalem. You know, those crusades. Khan, which is basically a holy war. This is going into, like, you know, a war is in his heart, so it's always on his mind. Get this right here. Jeremiah chapter 49 in verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Wisdom is being taken away from Teman. They push out these propagandists. When they used to do it back then, you couldn't go against him. You would be trying to call him out, and you would be isolated for it. Now everyone is hearing him under, but he's having him under this inquisition, showing the Hezbollah leader, like, his skirt is being lifted. He's being made bare. There's power in teaching this word, because this word is what is teaching. This word is what bringing a prophecy to existence, because he's getting exposed and caught, and all we got to do is keep enduring and doing a lot. And at the end of the day, all he does is keep waging war. As the scriptures say, war is in his heart. Go down to verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. He ain't going to be able to hide himself. He can't hide himself, because he's an Edomite. He was trying to say that, use Amalek to justify himself, but that's what he is. He's Amalek. He the so-called Edomites. That's the head tribe of the Edomites, Amalek. And even though the house of David is the ones that are at spiritual war with the Amalekites. So let's get right here. This is Isaiah chapter 25 in verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. So we see that this is what is going on. The truth is being declared. It's taking fruit. And it's bearing fruit. Get that, the one I paraphrased. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 19. And I will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. And the affliction of Zion is almost fulfilled through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, when he comes and makes prophecy be manifested. And we know that this captivity is almost over. Salvation is nearer than we believed. Yahweh Radazah, we have that number. And there's an inquisition being made against Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because our affliction is almost fulfilled, man. So we see that Yahweh Radazah, we're the hopeful elect, and we get released from this affliction. And then we're going into that inquisition that's being made on Esau Edom. Inquisition means investigation, so he's under heavy investigation. And these Turkish people, they caught him right there. They know how he got in that land. So like I'm getting into, those Turkish people are telling on them, exposing them. And it's all leading to Armageddon. He's not physically there because we know that he can't. So it's all leading to Armageddon at the end of the day. Because this is prophecy being fulfilled. So let's get right here. What I wanted to show this Hezbollah leader. We see right there that photo is one of the leaders, Soleimani, the one that Trump took out. And we're going into this like right here. He's not even there at this speech. It's showing you he's not physically there for a reason, because he can't be out there in the open, and that don't make him a coward for not showing up. He understands the cost of being out there. He knows the cost. He could be put out. And he has smoke up there as well, missiles and firepower is what I'm getting at. That's what the Israelis are in the land of Israel, because he has real smoke up there, man. And picture of that general is like I was getting into right here. That's Soleimani. That's who Babylon the Great, America killed under Trump. And so the Iranians and Hezbollah are still going to ride for him. And over 10 million people went to his funeral, the whole region, because he was a protector of that region from the Western terrorism. So we see how Bashim al-Shai got a spirit on them that's gonna wild out, man. It's just not gonna play games on them. Con.
عمليات المقاومة في الجنوب ودماء شهدائنا وشهدائكم في الجنوب تقول لهذا العدو الذي قد يفكر بالاعتداء على لبنان أو بقيامه بعملية استباقية باتجاه لبنان أنك سترتكب أكبر حماقة في تاريخك ووجودك.
If you think about doing a pre-strike against Lebanon, you will be making the stupidest mistake.
أو بقيامه بعملية استباقية باتجاه لبنان أنك سترتكب أكبر حماقة في تاريخك ووجودك.
In the history of your existence.
الدول والحكومات العربية والإسلامية يجب أن تعمل كل جهدها لفرض وقف العدوان على غزة بالحد الأدنى. ما بدكم تشتغلوا للهدف الثاني، دينكم، إنسانيتكم، أخلاقكم، ضمائركم تفرض عليكم أن تعملوا من أجل الهدف الأول وهو وقف العدوان. لا يكفي التنديد وبيانات الاستنكار والشجب. اقطعوا العلاقات، اسحبوا السفراء. لا يكفي أن نخطب.
These other people are supporting it as well. We see, let's get right here, this book of Ezekiel. Let's get that. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. I will bring thee forth and all thine army, and horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with the sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So he's going to turn thee back, put hooks in thy jaws, and bring thee forth, and bring back that Soviet Union back. I'm just talking about Russia. And these missile defense systems will be like those shields, and all them handling swords. That's them missiles, those ICBMs. Also as well, the other military equipment, of course. So verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia, Persia's Iran, Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. All of them as well with shield and helmet. And we see basically the whole North Africa is pro-Russian. A great company with them, shields, and all of them handling swords. And so we see they're going to have those shields as well and handling them swords, man. With shield and helmet, they're going to have the missile defense systems as well. And helmet and other military equipment. So going right here as well. I'm just going to a map right here. So when we get a map, we see right here, the Egypt is right there next to Libya, which we just went into Ezekiel 38, which shows you Ethiopia and Libya with them. And we see Egypt got their troops on border south of Israel. And we see also as well, we know Yemen has those missiles as well. That Yemen is right there below Saudi Arabia, and Yemen has those missiles that can shoot over Saudi Arabia into Israel. So which is an Iran-backed proxy. So Paul Off-Grid Desert was going into that as well. So North African Nigeria as well, beside Libya and Egypt, have ties with Russia. And Algeria is right next to Libya. So we see right here as well that all those Navy boats in the Mediterranean Sea, which are right there above Libya and Algeria, right there, the Mediterranean Sea. That's where those Navy boats are at. But it's not gonna matter, because as we can see that all Russians allies are right there. It's showing you that it's not gonna phase them. So if they declare Israel war to the north, that they have to, what they would have to do is you got Turkey up there, as we could see. Turkey was just getting on them. We see Turkey's right above Syria. Turkey was just getting on them. So saying that if they declare Israel war, with them, and then they go right there to the north, all they have to do is go through Syria just to get to Israel. So we see it's not that hard for Turkey to get to Israel. And so this Amalek is about to be finito. Then Russia is on top right by Turkey. Russia's on top right by Turkey. So the West is done. And those EU nations to the left, as we can see, those EU nations to the left of Russia, they will turn against Babylon as well. Because, some of the members of the EU are in the NATO as well. And NATO will turn on Babylon as well, according to biblical prophecy, which I've been into before. If you know, you know. Going back into Ezekiel chapter 38, as we can see, it's just showing you that this is all a biblical prophecy. So I'm going to read on. Verse 6, Gomer, that's Turkey, what I just showed on the map, and all his bands in the house of Togarmor of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee, be thou prepared, and prepare thyself thou, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's what we see what's going on. Russia is being a guard unto them, to these smaller nations. And Hezbollah is going to come as well. He's going to come and make a statement. They're not playing games. That's what they're getting ready for. And Russia is putting those missile defense systems in Hezbollah, which will also be able to shoot down Israel fighter jets. So when they attack, we see that Israelis, we know that when they attack Israelis, they're going to have that heavy retaliation, and then they're getting ready for their first strike so they could be able to defend Israelis' attacks as well. So this is prophecy unfolding. The least of the flock shall draw them out, as the scriptures say. And then these nations are all being led for the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's Shabbat, Yahweh's judgment in the Middle East. That's why these nations are being drawn out. Yeah.
Of news coming in, it does look like that Israel is about to launch their full-scale invasion in the Gaza Strip in about 48 hours or less. This has been announced all over the internet that they will be going into Gaza City. They're going to be going into Gaza City and try to root out the Hamas terrorists that are embedded in Gaza City. Now, will this be the entire 360,000 Israeli troops? No, it won't. I'm not sure how many troops they're going to be sending in, but it's going to be a very large force, and it's going to be door to door, building to building, and probably very bloody for both sides. Now, folks, you know, war is not pretty. When the United States of America went into Iraq, remember Desert Storm, when George Bush announced the start of Desert Storm? We sent General Schwarzkopf to Iraq with 500,000 U.S. soldiers, and we invaded his country, and we bombed his country, and we destroyed probably, I would say, a large portion of his major cities. And then we went in with the invasion, and folks, you know, there were over 400,000 civilian casualties during the Iraq War. The United States of America, in one way or another, we killed men, women, and children and babies. We killed 400,000 civilians, plus another 400,000 Iraqi soldiers. So altogether, it was over 1 million people that died in Iraq from the war. So, folks, there is civilian casualties. We had about 50% civilian casualties in Iraq when we went over there. But the Americans, they weren't outraged by that. We were getting revenge on those terrorists that hit the tower, supposedly. And we went into Iraq for weapons of mass destruction that Saddam Hussein said that he didn't have. And they never found it, folks. They never found any weapons of mass destruction. So we destroyed his entire country. We killed men, women, and children, 400,000 at least, men, women, and children. And they are still dying in Iraq now from the depleted uranium munitions that we used. But America was okay with that. So Israel is now catching heat all around the world. Anti-Semitism is at record highs in Europe and around the world. Everybody's hating the Jews. Everybody's hating Israel. But folks, war is hell. Remember what we did? Why didn't the world just go crazy when we were just killing men, women, and children in Iraq? They didn't go crazy, did they? 400,000, Google it, folks. I've Googled it over and over and over again. And then we went back, Desert Storm number 2, we went back again. Then we went into Libya, destroyed their country, plunged their country into a civil war. Killed hundreds of thousands of people there, but nobody raised a voice about that.
Yeah.
So there is a double standard in the world.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That's why Libya is tied with Russia. And we see this is all biblical prophecy, and it shows you that that's what America did in the Middle East to these people, and that they slaughter. This is what they're known for. It's all wickedness. He's showing that they don't care. They don't talk about that, but they care about this. It's all Esau pushes. Like I was getting at, it's all showing that slaughter he was doing in the Middle East. But we see he's saving the best for the last, man, which is gonna be Yahweh Shem Yahshua. This place is coming over here. This place is gonna be destroyed. It's all gonna well.
And folks, they have thousands and thousands of these tanks. Algeria's parliament has authorized the country's president, Abdel Majid Tebboune, to declare war on Israel and immediately aid the Palestinians in Gaza. If the Algerians finally declare war on Israel, if the president accepts the
We showed those Algerians in the map, like I was going into.
suggestion of the parliament, it will give dramatic consequences to the whole scene, as they will be the first Arab state to declare war on Israel. Algeria is the largest military power in the Arab world after Egypt, and has particularly very close ties and relations with Russia. 2 days earlier, the Hutu fighters had declared war on Israel. Of course, we should note the mistake made by the Greek media regarding Yemen and the Hutus. The Hutus are not Yemen. It is a Shiite pro-Iranian rebel movement that has not seized power. So we now have the second Arab nation declaring war on Israel. The president of Algeria has to sign off on that. It's not looking good right now, folks. It is not looking good. Let me show you what is going on in Egypt right now. Egypt is moving a lot of armor to the Israeli border right now. Ahead of another.
We went into Egypt as well, Ezekiel chapter 38. So like I was saying, so they're all pro-Russian.
Another major Arab-Israeli war, Egyptian tanks and TT at Rafah crossing, Cairo, to Israel. Forget Sinai. We will sacrifice 1 million lives if necessary. So the leader of Egypt is now saying that we are willing to sacrifice millions of lives to back the Palestinians. Israel suffocating pressure on Egypt for the Sinai. So these are pictures of the Egyptian tanks right now that have moved up to the Israeli border. The Egyptian military has deployed M60 A3 Patton tanks and YPR 765 armored personnel carriers near the Rafah border crossing between Egypt's Sinai Peninsula and the Gaza Strip as Israel pressure escalates following WikiLeaks document revelations. The Egypt's prime minister responded to Israel by saying that his country is ready to sacrifice millions of lives to defend its territory. Israel suffocating pressure on Egypt for the Sinai shows that Benjamin Netanyahu and his military staff have decided to enter the Gaza affair. Israel is now flirting very strongly with a new major Arab-Israeli war. And folks, this war will involve the United States this time. We will defend Israel. Egypt fears an influx of tens of thousands of refugees from fighting between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, and has so far kept the border largely closed, allowing only humanitarian aid into Gaza. Egypt is limited by a 1979 peace treaty with Israel on the number of troops that it is allowed to station in the Sinai Peninsula, although Israel has previously approved Egypt's breaching those numbers to fight an Islamic insurgency in the region. Egypt has stationed dozens of tanks and armored vehicles near the Rafah border crossing into Gaza. The Times of Israel is reporting Egypt fears an influx of tens of thousands of refugees from the fighting between Israel and Hamas. The Egyptian army near Rafah. Coming in. These are pictures right now, coming in of some of the tanks, some of the heavy armor now that Egypt is moving up to the border. It does look like these are at least a dozen tanks or more. The WikiLeaks document absolutely confirmed War News 24/7's report days ago. The document dated October 13 proposes 3 alternatives, including moving Gaza's civilian population to tent cities in northern Sinai, followed by the construction of permanent cities and an unspecified humanitarian corridor. A security zone will be established inside Israel to prevent the entry of the displaced Palestinians. Even Canada is mentioned as a possible place for the relocation of the Palestinians, while the same document also mentions Greece, which together with Spain could welcome refugees. So we don't know how this is going to end, but it doesn't look like it's going to end very good. The Prime Minister of Egypt said the country is ready to sacrifice millions of lives to defend its territory amid mounting pressure on Egypt to accept the Palestinian refugees. The country's Prime Minister, Motb said he remained committed to protecting the land and its sovereignty, regardless of the cost, in an apparent reference to reports of the draft proposal by Israel Intelligence Ministry for the transfer of the 2.3 million people in the Gaza Strip to the region. He said, "We are ready to sacrifice millions of lives to ensure that no one violates our territory. Egypt will never allow anything to be imposed on it." So, folks, this is going downhill very quickly. We have multiple reports that it's not getting any better. And let me give you another article that Jordan and all of these other Arab countries now are making anti-Israeli statements. They are coming out against Israel, and it doesn't look good. Anti-Israeli axis. Jordan recalls their ambassador and expels the Israeli ambassador. Turkey and Iran threaten severe consequences and a generalization of war. So what is happening apparently is that Turkey and Iran are meeting together and they are discussing how they are going to fight Israel. So folks, if Turkey joins the war, if Iran joins the war, if Egypt joins the war, if Jordan joins the war, if Hezbollah joins the war, if Syria joins the war, then we have at least 10 countries or more that will be attacking Israel. And Israel and the United States and a few NATO countries are going to be all alone fighting all of these countries at one time. And you don't think that tactical nuclear weapons are going to be used? You don't think that we're going to launch some tactical nukes at some of these countries to neutralize their armies? Folks, this could go crazy at any moment. And this is not fake news. You can go to these sites. I'm going to leave every article in every publication in the description box under this video. Once this...
Yeah, this brother don't bring out no false sites. That's the thing as well. You got to make sure you're bringing out the right information. Paul from Off Grid Desert, I mean, he can be bringing out some legit info.
Video is done. So let's go ahead and read this information now. Domino developments in the Middle East. So we have Erdogan right here in the middle, meeting with the Iranian foreign minister over here to the left. Iran, Turkey, and Jordan now meeting to discuss their war plans against Israel. A domino development is coming in the Middle East as Jordan has recalled its ambassador from Israel and advised the Israeli ambassador to leave, while other states in the region are expected to do the same. At the same time, Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian went to Ankara, Turkey, and met with the Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan and Erdogan. Turkish Recep Erdogan meets with Iranian Foreign Minister at the Presidential Palace in Ankara. Iran-Turkey coalition against Israel and the United States. The head of the Turkish and Iranian diplomacy, Hakan Fidan, and Hossein Amir Abdullahian today asked Ankara to convene an international conference to avoid a regional conflict in the Middle East as soon as possible. The Iranian president proposed a conference with local leaders, Muslim and Arab countries, as soon as possible to end the war in Gaza, the Iranian foreign minister said at a joint press conference. Will this happen, folks? Will they end the war? He said, we do not want a human tragedy in Gaza to turn into a conflict that will affect the countries of the region, he continued. We are concerned about the geographical spread of the conflict. We have discussed this with our Iranian brothers, according to whom there is a strong indication that other armed elements in the region could also intervene in the conflict if the conditions do not change. A ceasefire and peace are more important than ever. So it looks like they are calling for a ceasefire. He said, if there is no immediate ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, and if the attacks by the United States and the Zionist regime continues, then the consequences will be severe, he said, without giving details of Tehran plan. So they are making threats. Turkey's proposal for a new security mechanism in the Middle East, except the United States of America. So many things are going on. Will there be a ceasefire, folks? Nobody knows. Will there be a diplomatic breakthrough? Israel said that they're not going to stop. Hamas said they're not going to stop. They're going to continue the fight. So we don't really know how this is going to end up, but so far, it's not looking good.
Yeah, it just could either de-escalate or escalate. And we know that Israel's going to take that land, Gaza. Like we've been saying, the brother Hawiyala has been saying it as well. And that's what we're saying. This is all biblical prophecy leading to Armageddon. That's why we're getting into this. It's Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. And this man's being despised among men and among these other nations, man. He's being made small among the heathen, which means insignificant. Let's get that. Small, H9, 6, it's like H6996.
Strong's H6996.
Katan. Being made small, insignificant, like I said, unimportant. He's being made unimportant among the nations. He's being exposed. His skirt's being lifted, and nobody wants to deal with this man no more. Nobody wants to deal with Debo. They're saying, let's jump Debo, like I said on the block. His wisdom's being taken away from Teeman. He's at the end. It's at the end of the road for this guy. Esau's time is short. His time's almost up. Let's get this one as well. It's Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 15. Shout against her round about. She had given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh. It's talking about Babylon the Great. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her as she had done. Do unto her. This place is going to be defenseless. As she had done, do unto her. So this place is gonna be defenseless, like I was saying, and ultimately it's gonna be desolate. It's gonna be a wasteland. That's what this place is gonna be, a perpetual waste. This place is Babylon the Great is finished. This place is finito through. This one real quick, and then we'll end it. On the news break. Let's see 35 minutes ago, U.S. drone shot down over Yemen. See, Yemen ain't playing. Yemen shooting down a drone. American drone was shot down off the coast of Yemen. We said that those missiles can go from Yemen across Saudi Arabia and hit Israel, man. Yemen ain't playing. When they buy the Iranian-backed Houthis. Yeah, this is the Iranian proxy, like I said. The U.S. has been assaulted in Iraq and Syria by Iranian-backed militants firing rockets and explosive drones around 40 times since the war began. As we can see, man, Persia ain't playing. We just see they did that meeting with Turkey and Jordan, like I just showed. U.S. strikes facility in Syria in response to attacks on troops. 37 minutes ago, 3 hours ago, U.S. forces struck a weapons storage facility Wednesday in eastern Syria used by Iran in its proxies after counterattacks against American troops in the region. So that they're firing back. We can see Iran and the U.S. are going at it right now through the Iran and its proxies. So we see that it's just all leading to Armageddon, like I was getting into. And the rapper C Knight dead at 52. We see people are getting deleted. Whoever perished being innocent, as the scriptures say. See another person, former Super Bowl champion, reportedly dead at 41. People are dropping. Right here. Thousands of people are reportedly lining up to have their portion of their skull removed and one of Elon Musk's brain chips implanted. This is all part of the World Economic Forum's plan to this fourth industrial revolution to make everything about technology. As we can see, transhumanism.
Probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens. Because in the coming generations, we will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Now, why is data so important? It's important because we've reached the point when we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms.
They want to control your thoughts. They want to control everything going on in this world. And they're going to ration everything, the food, so on and so forth. It's all part of the agenda, 15-minute cities. This is all part of the New World Order agenda that Esau, even the so-called white man, is doing because he's doing the bidding of Satan.
Now, what do you need in order to hack a human being? You need two things. You need a lot of computing power, and you need a lot of data, especially biometric data. But control of data
and put a chip in them
might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships.
And it says eliminating free will. We never had free will. Man's goings is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it.
This dude's in the World Economic Forum as well.
All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds. The IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the new driving forces of evolution. And at the same time, science may enable life, after being confined for 4 billion years to the limited realm of organic compounds, science may enable life to break out into the inorganic realm. Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit.
We've seen it, like I showed that WorldCoin, they were getting their biometric data just by off their eyeball. And we seen he presented money just to get it from those people out there. And you see in those so-called African countries. When I went into it, and we see the tabernacle of bribery will be casted down. Roughly paraphrasing, it says in the book of Job, it will be destroyed. Roughly paraphrasing, man. So this is all he does. The gift destroyeth the heart, as the scriptures say. That's what he's gonna do with this MOT to the B, Revelation 13. And we ain't gonna fold to that. Yahweh Razah, the Spirit will be on us to not take that, man.
And they have free will, and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will. That's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over. We never had free will. Like I said, man's goings is a Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shai. Like it says in the book of Job, he see when the man's sleeping, he stilleth their instruction, and they do it. Roughly paraphrasing. And like I said, also as well in this lesson, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Proverbs chapter 21:1, it tells you that. Roughly paraphrasing too.
Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, I mean, everything is being digitalized. Everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to. But in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. So let's do.
Won't help us go. Of course,
will help us, of course. It will make things, you know, more manageable. Surveillance. People could look back in 100 years.
This is fair use, no medical disinformation.
And identify the coronavirus epidemic as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is maybe the most important development of the 21st century, is this ability to hack human beings, to go under the skin, collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves. This, I believe, is maybe the most important event of the 21st century. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it.
Natural selection is replaced by intelligent design. The era of inorganic life is now beginning.
In the coming decades, AI and biotechnology will give us godlike abilities to re-engineer life and even to create completely new life forms. We are about to enter a new era of inorganic life shaped by intelligent design. Our intelligent design.
Trying to be a god. One of the World Economic Forum leaders said that we will be gods and you will do nothing. You will not be. You will be. You will be gone if you try to get in my way. Basically saying you'll be put to death if you get in my way. Like there's nothing you can do. You can't get in my way. So this is all wickedness. He's saying the elites, yeah, these elites are the ones who run this world. These small hatters, these Amalekites, man. And that's what they want. They want to be. They're trying to be like their gods, as the scriptures say. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Definition. So transhumanism belief theory that human race can evolve beyond its current physical and mental limitations, especially by means of science and technology. So this pseudoscience, that's all that's being pushed out in this earth. It's pseudoscience by Esau, even the so-called white man. Technology, this AI that he's bringing. This is it, that fourth industrial revolution like I was talking about. And this is what he's doing. To this, what they're bringing, this chip, 1,000 people are lining up for it. Apostle Paul says 7,000 that have not bowed to the image of Baal, have not bowed to the image of Baal. The elect are not going to bow to the image of Baal, and they're not going to take it to the MOT to the B. Vance, who visited Neuralink facilities 10 times in 3 years, said the company had yet to implant its device in a human, but aimed to operate on 11 people next year, more than 22,000 by 2030. Yahweh Razah, we not here by 2030. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is only the Father knows when the time is, but Yahweh Radazah is sooner than later, and we're being patient and waiting on it. So Yahweh Radazah, this was edifying. Shalom.